Hi, this is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World with some tips on how to express your opinions without making common mistakes. But before I do so, I'd like you to press the subscribe button so I know that these videos are helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so what do many people say which is a common mistake? So many people say for me, when they really mean in my opinion. So you cannot say for me when you're speaking about opinion. You have to say in my opinion, I think or I believe, in my opinion, British beer isn't very good, for example. Now, many people say I'm agree when they have the same opinion. You cannot say I'm agree. You have to say I agree. So the verb to be is not part of this sentence. I agree or I disagree. I don't have the same opinion. Similarly, when they ask a question, they use the verb to be again, which is not correct. You cannot say, are you agree? You have to say, do you agree? And the answer will be, yes, I do, or I don't agree, and not, I'm not agree. So, do you agree? No, I don't agree. So you can express your opinion by saying, I think that British beer isn't so good. I agree or I disagree. Another way of expressing your opinion is to say, for example, I think that British beer isn't so good. If you have a similar opinion, you can say, so do I. Or if you want to say it in an easier way, you can just say, me too. Whilst if you don't agree, you say the opposite, I don't. The problem with this form is that depending on the verb you use, the consequential sentence varies. So you have to evaluate when you're using this form whether the verb is auxiliary or non-auxiliary. For example, when you say I think, the question to I think would be, do you think British beer is better than German beer? Now, of course, we've used the verb do because it's a non-auxiliary verb. The verb think is a non-auxiliary verb. So, do you think? The fact that we've used do for the question requires that you use do for the answer. So, do you think British beer is better than German beer? I think British beer is better than German beer. So do I. If you don't want to worry about which verb we've actually used in expressing our opinion, you can say me too. But if you're going to contradict it, again you have to use the verb do. Okay? The same happens when you express a negative opinion. So I don't think that German beer is as good as British beer. We've used the don't because think is a non-auxiliary verb. So I don't think something. If I don't think it, neither do I. Or if you want to simplify, me neither. However, if you have the opposite opinion, again you have to use the verb do. Notice that when you have a similar opinion, you say of something positive, so I think, you use so to agree with it, whilst when you're expressing a negative opinion, you use neither to agree with it. Some people pronounce it neither, some people pronounce it neither. Both pronunciations are correct. So to give you another example of how this works with auxiliary verbs, we have I can dance. So if I were to ask the question, I would ask, can you dance? The fact that I've used the auxiliary can, means that I can use the can in the answer. Here we have it. Can you dance? I can dance. So can I. Again, you don't have to do it if you're using me too, but me too tends to be a little less formal. And if you're contradicting it, again, you have to use can. So, I can dance. So can I. Me too. I can't. Another example with have. So here we're expressing a negative opinion. I haven't got a Ferrari. So we're using the verb have, which is an auxiliary verb, and I'm agreeing, so I'm using neither. I haven't got a Ferrari, neither have I, or the more informal, me neither. But if I'm going to contradict it, I say I haven't got a Ferrari, neither have I, me neither. I have. I wanted to point out that I use the expression when I'm agreeing. Okay, so generally I say that the verb to be has nothing to do with the verb agree. However, in this case, it's a continuous tense, so it's the present continuous, and when I'm agreeing, you use the verb to be. So you express yourself with the verb to be. The same happens in all tenses, so it also happens in the past, in the future, and so on. For example, I went to Prague. Now, what's the question? The question would be, did you go to Prague? And therefore, we use this form for the agreeing and disagreeing, because the question form of went starts with did. I went to Prague. Did you go to Prague? Yes, I went to Prague. So did I. Me too, less formal. I didn't. So recapping, when you want to express an opinion, you can say, I think that, whatever you're interested in, I agree, and I disagree. But you can also say, in my opinion, whatever you want to say, I agree, I disagree. Or, if you want to express a positive opinion, you can use the expression, I think that, so do I, me too, I don't. Or if you're expressing a negative opinion, I don't think that, neither do I, or me neither. But if you're going to contradict it, I do. And again, if you found this video useful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye, that's all. Bye for now.